Have you ever wondered why so many successful people wake up at 5 a.m.? Is it really a magical hour? Or is there something deeper happening inside the brain? Today, we're going to tell you an inspiring story about a poor man whose life completely changed because of one simple habit. And while you enjoy this story, you'll also improve your English listening skills. So sit back, relax, and let's begin. A life going nowhere. In a small village, there lived a young man named Daniel. Daniel wasn't lazy. He worked hard every single day. From sunrise until sunset, he carried heavy boxes at a local market. Yet no matter how hard he worked, he remained poor. Every month felt exactly the same. Wake up, go to work, come home exhausted. Eat, sleep, repeat. Sometimes he looked at successful people and quietly asked himself, why does life seem so much easier for them? He believed the answer was money. If only I were rich, he thought, everything would be different. But one evening, an old man sitting outside the market smiled at him and said, money doesn't change people, habits do. Daniel didn't understand. What habit could possibly change my life? He asked. The old man simply replied, tomorrow. Wake up at 5 a.m. The hardest morning. The next morning, the alarm rang at exactly 5 o'clock. Daniel wanted to turn it off. His bed felt warm. Outside, the air was cold. His body whispered, sleep for just 10 more minutes. Psychologists call this present bias. Our brains naturally prefer immediate comfort over future rewards. The comfort of sleeping feels more valuable than the invisible benefits that may come months later. Most people lose the battle right there. But Daniel remembered the old man's words. He slowly stood up. That tiny decision changed everything. Not because it was 5 a.m., but because he proved to himself that he could keep a promise. Researchers explain that every time we keep a small promise to ourselves, our brain builds trust. Self-confidence doesn't only come from success, it also comes from consistency. When you repeatedly do what you said you would do, your brain starts believing, I am someone who follows through. That belief changes future decisions. The quiet hours. At first, Daniel didn't know what to do. The village was silent. No one was awake. So he started reading old books borrowed from a nearby teacher. Then he practiced writing. Then he learned basic accounting. Some mornings he simply walked while thinking about his future. Without realizing it, he was investing in himself before the world demanded his attention. Most people begin their day reacting, checking messages, watching videos, scrolling social media. Daniel started his day creating, learning, planning, thinking. Those quiet hours became the most valuable part of his life. Small changes become big results. Weeks passed, nothing happened. Months passed, still nothing exciting. Daniel almost gave up. This isn't changing my life, he thought. But habits are like planting seeds. You don't see the tree immediately. One morning, the market owner noticed Daniel solving a business problem using the accounting skills he had learned before sunrise. Impressed, he offered Daniel a better position. Later, Daniel learned sales, then management. Eventually, he opened a small business of his own. Years later, people called him lucky. They saw the success. They never saw the thousands of quiet mornings. Psychology insight. Psychologists call this the compound effect. Tiny improvements repeated every day create enormous changes over time. Improving just 1% each day doesn't feel impressive, but after a year, the difference can be extraordinary. Success rarely arrives in one dramatic moment. It grows quietly, almost invisibly. Why 5 a.m. isn't magic. Many people misunderstand the story. The secret isn't waking up at exactly 5. Some people work night shifts, others have different schedules. The real secret is protecting uninterrupted time for yourself before distractions take over. It could be 5 a.m. It could be 6 a.m. or another quiet hour that fits your life. The habit matters more than the clock. Successful people don't simply wake up early, they wake up with purpose. A simple morning routine. If you'd like to try this habit, start small. Wake up 30 to 60 minutes earlier than usual. Drink a glass of water. Avoid checking your phone immediately. Spend 10 minutes reading. Spend 10 minutes exercising. Spend 10 minutes planning your day.
Even 30 intentional minutes can completely change how you feel. Remember, you don't have to change your entire life overnight. You only need to change one morning, then another, and another.
Years after becoming successful, Daniel met the old man again. He smiled and said, "You were right. Waking up at 5 a.m. changed my life." The old man laughed softly. "No. Getting out of bed when you didn't feel like it changed your life. The hour was never the secret. You were." Every great journey begins with one small decision. Not tomorrow, not next Monday, today. So here's today's question. If you had one quiet hour every morning, how would you use it? Tell us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story while improving your English, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a little motivation today. Thank you for listening. And remember, small habits, big changes. See you in the next lesson.